And then later on, Chicago losing another legendary blues musician. We're going to hear from the family and friends of Willie Kent.
City is slowly losing its legendary blues musicians. Bass player Willie Kent died yesterday from cancer. Time is taking its toll on the musicians who've made this city famous for the blues. Many of the greats have passed on, and ABC 7's Harry Porterfield takes another look at the career and the music of Willie Kent.
For more than half a century, Chicago blues legend Willie Kent and his electric bass were inseparable. A highly respected musician, he won 10 Handy Awards, the blues equivalent of the Grammy. Wife Ruthie tells us he started playing as a 16-year-old.
He'd always liked blues, and he would go around in lounges and taverns where they were playing the blues. They would kick him out. He wasn't old enough.
Married for 49 years, he and his wife were the parents of 10, grandparents of 45, and great-grandparents of 26. He was always the family man.
I was always at home with the kids, and he would go to work, and wherever he was at, he would always call me to see how we were doing and tell me what he was doing.
And he was a good father, and he raised us good, and we didn't want for nothing. He didn't let us want for nothing.
I said, baby, why don't you play me some blues?
Gregg Parker, founder of the Chicago Blues Museum, himself a blues musician, was a friend of Kent.
He kept the flame burning. So I guess his legacy will be one of the great bass players of Chicago, and keeping the music alive. You know, he really kept the music alive 365 days a year. I don't think he ever had a day off since I've known him, and I knew him for 15 years.
Kent's funeral will be held 1 week from today at the Bread of Life Church on 63rd Street. Harry Porterfield, ABC 7 News.
The Howlin' Wolf, who died back in 1976, but not without making his mark.
He was,
There are parties, and then there are parties. With fine music, fine people, and fine food.
Wonderful!
This is the annual Blues Barbecue in memory of Howlin' Wolf, one of Chicago's blues greats.
After he passed, it just began to grow, bigger and bigger and bigger.
Lily Burnett's been throwing this bash for more than 20 years in memory of her late husband, Chester Arthur Burnett, the Howlin' Wolf, who died back in 1976, but not without making his mark.
he was one of the very together blues artists, in the industry. He was one of the guys that got paid.
Remembering the Wolf this day, there does seem to be a lingering question as to whether his brand of music, the real blues, will survive for all time.
I just think, well, the older ones are really dying, though. The older blues singers, there's not many more.
Monica Schneider, CLTV.